My family, on my birthday, the day I was born, named me the heir apparent to Orlando & Associates. Call us traditional. I was the first son of an Italian family. That's a very significant role in our culture. And we owned a law firm. My father started it in 1980. Then it was called Orlando & White. And when I was born in August of 1984, my father decided that I was going to be the next head of Orlando & Associates when he was ready to go. Now, he was 30 at the time, so it was abstract, but I grew up in this office. The building we're sitting in right now, my family's owned since 1980, and we ran around here as kids. You know, the support staff would give us snacks and treats and candy, and we'd put our hand on the copy machine and have the copy our hand and then color pictures with them with the staff, and generally disrupt the entire operation for the half hour or whatever it was that my mom needed to come by with us to talk to my dad about something. You know, my mom has done the bookkeeping here. Before her, my aunt did the bookkeeping around here. You know, we've had a lot of family members work here, and now myself, my sister Amanda, we are attorneys here. Rewinding a few years, my father was owning the place before I bought him out, and myself and my sister Amanda worked for him. It's a real family business. So how did I get here? I started this journey in August of 1984 when I was born, and it's born of a long history of commercial fishermen in our family until my dad went to school. He was the first one. Now, we've gone from a legacy of commercial fishermen to a legacy of attorneys who advocate for people who get injured, especially those who get injured at sea. So how did I get here? I was born here. Following in my father's footsteps is a challenge. My father is a renowned trial attorney. He represented mostly commercial fishermen and harbor workers for at least the first half of his career, until the industry really started to change because of overregulation. And then the practice transitioned to a personal injury practice in general, land-based and at sea. Following in his footsteps is challenging. It's a double-edged sword. I have his name, which carries a lot of weight in our industry, which I'm very proud of. But I have to hold up that reputation, which is not easy. It's a burden, but it's a burden I'm anxious, eager, happy, and proud to take on. So what are my biggest challenges? I think I was sort of born to do this with my type of personality and my lineage. And my job is to deliver our family name to the next generation in as good, if not better shape than it has been when it was delivered to me. That's what I see my role, and I'm really proud of that. But it's not easy, and that's okay. Nothing in life that's worth it is ever easy. So let's go. I'm really lucky to have great mentors. Obviously, my father is one of my mentors, but there are many. Still working at this firm is Brian McCormick. He's been here for 35 years. His style's completely different from my father. They are the yin and the yang. They've really worked together well over the years, trying cases together, and both have had a tremendous amount of success. And Brian's an awesome mentor for me. I call him my work uncle because I go to him frequently for advice. 35 years is more than the 15 that I've been practicing. And even though my 15 years is more than that because I clerked here at this firm for 3 or 4 years beforehand, and I grew up in this, so I've just been closer to it than most attorneys who were starting out like when I did. I've had tremendous mentors. They have offered me an immense amount of institutional knowledge and memory and advice to avoid making the same mistakes that they did when they first came up as lawyers. And those are inevitable when you're young. And I had the awesome opportunity to watch them firsthand, second seat them at trial, watch the masters of their art, at work, watch them dance in front of the jury, watch them argue with the defense attorneys and even the judges, watch them capture a jury's attention, how they did it. And it's different for each attorney. And the stuff I learned second seating my father on a handful of trials, from from car accident trials to medical malpractice to Jones Act, for commercial fishermen being injured, and the like. I got such an amazing opportunity to watch and learn firsthand and even participate as I came along, from arguing pretrial motions to examining witnesses to making arguments to the judge, to the jury. I had those mentors bring me along over the course of several years, to the point where my experience as a trial attorney reflects the immense amount of success that my father and Brian had. And they also were smart enough to expose me to other attorneys, people in their network that they admired, that they thought highly of. They had me talking to them. They had me learning from them. And to this day, I still do. It's something that I have had access to that a lot of young attorneys don't. And it put me so far ahead. And I'm so thankful for that. If you're going to pick an attorney, pick one who specializes in the area that you need. For instance, if you are doing a real estate transaction and you're buying a commercial property, you don't want to go to some general practitioner that sometimes does real estate closings and sometimes does personal injury cases and sometimes takes a bankruptcy case and will even represent someone in an immigration matter. You just don't want that. You don't want an attorney that is not doing what you need them to do every single day. It's no different than a doctor. If I need elbow surgery, I'm not going to go to a dentist. If I need oral surgery, I'm not going to go to a rheumatologist. They specialize in their area of practice for a reason. It is too important to just be a general practitioner. You don't go to your primary care physician for surgery or for psychological care. You go to them for the standard day-to-day stuff. But if you are hiring an attorney, go to someone who's really good at what they do. If the sign says, we do criminal defense and personal injury and immigration and divorce, leave. That is not a specialist, okay? I have a lot of respect for people who do everything they can to help a lot of people. But I also know that attorneys who do that, who are spending 20% of their week handling personal injury cases, are not going to be the best advocate in a personal injury case. It's not possible. Doesn't make them bad people. It doesn't even make them bad lawyers. It just doesn't make them the best lawyer for you. So if you're going to pick an attorney because you got hurt, go to someone like me, someone like Amanda, someone like my father, someone who lives, eats, sleeps, and breathes personal injury law every day. Someone who spends their week in the courtroom fighting with defense attorneys and insurance companies and advocating in front of a judge. That's what you want. You do not want someone who is generally practicing all kinds of law, otherwise known as a general practitioner. It's not what you want. Okay? It's not your best chance. It's hard enough. The battle is, the hill is steep. The battle is hard. Insurance companies do not build ivory towers in big cities because they're bad at what they do. They are so good at what they do. They have stables of experts and accountants and adjusters and actuaries and medical people and investigators, and it goes on and on and on. And they're very handsomely paid to make sure you don't get what you deserve. My job, my firm's job, the people that we use to do the same thing, our job is to make sure that you do. And if you're not doing that every hour of the workday, every day of the week, then you're not the best lawyer for the person who gets hurt. So go to someone who is. Come to me. If you want to learn more about the personal injury industry, if you want the good, the bad, and the ugly, subscribe to my channel, come back and watch more of my content.